Just like that. Boop. Instant.
Is that all it takes?
Instant. We're live.
Well, hello.
Just like that.
How you doing out there?
Why, hello, everybody. It's Friday. Friday.
Thank goodness it's Friday. Friday news, breaking news coming through.
We got some breaking news for you.
Man.
If you've been actually working on a Friday, I hope you are sprinting to the finish line.
Yeah. The end of the week finish line.
All right. Facebook says we're live.
Well,
did Facebook beat YouTube or what?
Facebook beats YouTube. That's typically how it runs around here.
Okay.
We ran all the tests. Hopefully we don't have any glitches.
I tell you, the internet gods have been frowning on us
because
this month.
glitches get stitches.
Glitchy. You too glitchy.
So
showing all green here on YouTube.
Cool.
So.
Bobby, hello. Rick, TGIF.
Yes, amen. Especially after this week. We had a busy week, but we're getting good news in from California. It's breaking news for
baby.
you guys. We're going to kind of get in that, let people enter the doors here at the socials. But we're happy to be here. It's been a great week. We've been filming first-person defender all week. To let everybody know, Gun Dealio, our Gun Dealio website is now live, and it features daily deals ready to go out the door.
GunDealio.com.
And Ryan, you've got some news as far as what? I'm getting a behind the scenes.
I'm getting a connection thing.
We'll just keep going. It looks beautiful on our end.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. You just can't improve it.
I don't know about that.
No, it actually on the Facebook it looks good on my
Yeah.
computer.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
I can go with that.
So, I guess we think everything's looking good. If it's looking good, sounding good, give us a thumbs up. Or if it stinks, give us. YouTube is turning on. Yes.
I haven't been able to pull it up yet, but I'm sure there's guys who have faster hamsters than I do.
That's right. Craig says, FPD is my absolute favorite Gun Talk offering. Excited for the new episodes. I gotta say, we've done more than 70 episodes of First Person Defender, and the 4 we did this week are solid.
They're strong.
They are solid. You're gonna like it.
They've got some heat behind them, but you know, with FPD, we try to put you in a situation that you would probably find yourself in every day, and I believe we achieved that. And you know, our bad guys are, you know, they try to depict truly bad people, and I feel that came off this week.
We had some really good bad guys. So let's see.
And their bad guys are very sore today.
Oh.
At least the shoulder is.
I was wondering if I got shot in the shoulder because something's weird over here.
I don't recall you getting shot this week. Can you guys behind the cameras confirm?
I got shot. I was wearing a vest in the thing with Chaz. It hurt a little bit, but I'm smart enough to not get shot straight into the skin like this guy. So where do we want to start here? We're going to talk about California?
I think we'd start with the breaking news. I think, well, no, actually, you know what? We've got great sponsors who actually, you know, they provide support for this channel, and I'd love to hear who they are today.
Can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have great sponsors. This Gun Talk Live is brought to you by Springfield Armory and Lockdown. Also, Sig Sauer, you know them as a gun company. You know they're making optics, but they're also an ammo company. I know everybody's looking for ammo these days. And I have a buddy, I don't think he'll mind because he's already bought his, but here's the secret. He goes on Sig Sauer's website every day and checks the ammo availability. Well, guess what? He texted me last night or 2 nights ago and said, dude, I bought like a bunch of boxes of range ammo and a bunch of boxes of hollow point stuff, some self-defense stuff on Sig Sauer's website. I think you have to think a little bit outside of the box because people go, oh, that's guns. No, they do ammo and they sell ammo. So if you're looking for ammo, check out sigsauer.com. That's a good option for you.
Man. We've got a lot of folks tuning in right now. We've got all the regulars are in there, but yes, Hey Bear, Luke Capria. Now, Luke Capria, I saw on his Instagram page this week, he took some, especially since it's National Shooting Sports month. It's
Yeah.
just shooting sports month. So
Get people out shooting.
Yeah.
Take new people. +1 movement, baby. Let's do this.
yeah, he said they loved it. They want to get their own and get more training. That's what we need. We need good guys like Luke out there saying, you know, it's a lot of fun, but there's more to learn. And that's kind of what we did all week.
Yes. And
All
when have you ever taken someone shooting and they didn't like it? They always love it. Along those lines, another company that's making this possible is Ruger.
Yes.
I mean, Ruger's probably, for a lot of people, where you start. A 10-22. 22 rifle, semi-auto, super fun to shoot.
Hey, I was in the gun shop today, and a guy was checking out, and I was like, that looks like a Ruger 5.7 box. And sure enough, he had
Really? He bought one?
He had got it in, and he was so excited. You know what was the next question out of his mouth to the guy behind the counter?
Ammo?
Yep.
Got any ammo?
Nope.
Yeah, ammo's a little tough right now, guys.
Yeah.
But we like the Ruger 5.7. So
Absolutely.
check out, we appreciate Ruger's support making this thing possible. So check them out at Ruger.com and all the stuff that they're doing.
We're rolling along so quick that we forgot to announce our winners from
Right.
last week. So we were giving away a Sitka tool belt, which is right here. A nice little on-the-go pack and a Stratus jacket. First, we're going to go to the YouTube, and that was, I've got to
You
pull up my
forgot.
sheet. I got to pull up my sheet.
Usually,
Aiden?
behind the scenes,
Aiden?
Oh, wait a minute.
he's usually very
Is
good
it
with
Aiden?
names. He remembers names. Of
It is,
products and
no, it's
people.
Tyler Sellers. Tyler, you won right here. And his comment, NRA has been slowly giving away rights. You're not all wrong, Tyler. You're not all wrong, but you are all right because you just won a Sitka tool belt. Reach out to me because YouTube, as you guys know, if you win on YouTube, you've got to watch the next week because I will post who won in the comments and we'll announce it. Other than that, you got 1 week, Tyler. Reach out to me.
All right.
And from our Facebook account, Aiden Ashton, you won the Stratus jacket. Brand new, not out yet, not on their website.
Lucky you.
Lucky you. So I will need your size and your address, kj@guntalk.com, and we'll get that out to you. But this week,
So we're going to talk about breaking news?
well, yeah, we're going to talk about that, but I want to let them know what they're entering to win this week. High-vis sights. I'm sorry, man. I've got a frog in my throat, and I'm like, I don't want to cough all over
I'll
him.
take it over here.
Yeah.
High-vis sights. High-vis, we've been working with them. They have the H3 light wave technology, which is actually pretty cool. We're talking about a combination of fiber, but also tritium.
Yeah.
So now you've got a day sight and night sight. They've got it for a bunch of different handguns. And so what they decided to do is they're going to give away a gift certificate. So it's not like, okay, this is for a Glock or a Smith & Wesson or whatever. It's a gift certificate, so whatever gun you're looking for, it doesn't have to be the H3s. If you want to get one of their other sights, you can put that on there. So this is what's up for grabs.
Yeah, it's a gift certificate, so anything you want, but there's a lot of benefits, and I'm kind of working on this, on getting sights replaced, and I think the combination of tritium and their like light wave technology,
The fiber, yeah.
the fiber is probably the best option that you could go with because you get benefits of both. Because when that light hits the fiber optic, because when I'm archery hunting, that's what I love because it's glowing,
Yeah.
and you really want it to pop off. But high-vis, great products, new technology. They're always coming out with something, and they're durable.
So if you comment, you are entered for the high-vis sights, the gift certificate. So breaking news out of California. The NSSF, the Trade Association for the Firearms Industry, applauded the decision of a 3-judge panel. This is the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which in the past was really not friendly to guns. But guess what? This is why Trump being in office has been helpful.
yes,
There you go.
Yeah, I needed it. Thank
Because of
you.
the judges. And I know Tom has talked about it on Gun Talk Radio numerous times. That's why the presidential election matters so much. It's not just the Supreme Court, although that's important, but now you're placing these lower court, the appellate court judges, and they're important. So that court has switched a little bit. The the Court of Appeals, Ninth Circuit, decision.
Overturned the California ban on high-capacity ammunition magazines.
Yeah.
Saying that it what?
Violates the Second Amendment.
There you
Boom!
go.
Woo! Baby!
So should everybody run out and start digging up their high-capacity magazines?
Just hold on.
Oh, okay.
Whew,
Thank you.
take a breath. This is good news, but it doesn't mean that you should go load up your 30-round magazine clip and go to the range in Bakersfield, California just yet. There's some other legally stuff that has to happen, but it's a win and it's a good step. So we'll kind of keep you updated. Listen, I know that we'll be talking about that, a lot more information there.
And I think it's a slow turn. Like we're not going to turn this ship on a dime. I mean, that's not, but little things like this start turning that thought process. And when you start, especially when you're in a place like California and you need a gun, want a gun, have to have a gun, and you have to wait, it's little things like that, a bad experience in when they need a gun or anything like that, or need more rounds, that we start to see that ship turning.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is a slow turn. So hopefully we're starting to turn that ship.
Williams says, glad that circus of a federal court got one right. It used to be, well, people on our side of the things used to call it the Ninth Circus Court of Appeals. And it's not that they did get it right, but it's not that they just changed their mind. It's that the judges that have been placed there have changed.
Right.
It's swung, now it's a 2-1 in favor of the conservative side of things.
Yeah.
And
That's exactly what Texas Hawk says. He says this is where a Trump presidency pays off. Yes, bump stocks was a disaster, but I would much rather have decisions like this than bump stocks.
yeah, actually, that's funny. Craig says something else, bump stock crowd. This is why a Trump win is essential.
Yeah.
Think long term.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chess, not checkers, right?
As Tom likes to say, perfect ain't running this year. There is no perfect.
That's a great
Understatement.
way to yeah, that's a great way to put it.
So that's cool. That's good news. What else do we got, Mr. KJ?
Oh.
We're going to talk about first-person
Well,
defender.
let's talk about first-person offender
Yeah.
and kind of what we saw this week, and we're going to overlay. Michael put together a video for us, and we're going to overlay that as we kind of discuss what we went through this week. But it was a great week. We had Chris Sereno in to train with us and just did a fantastic job. First, we had Chaz Cooper come on the show, and man, it was a dicey situation.
So we won't tell them everything that happened, but have you ever been to a gas station and got a shady feeling about somebody trying to come up to you? Yes.
Yeah.
All of us have been in that situation. So we ran that scenario.
Yeah.
Have you heard about riots and protesters and people trying to get pulled out of cars? Yes. We tackled that.
We tackled that situation. And we've, have you ever been in a fundraising video or something like that, and an attack happened elsewhere? Do you act? Do you not? We did that one. And then the last one, have you ever wondered what would you do if something happened in your church?
Yep.
Oh, we did that one too. And this is a strong start to our season 8. And we, like Ryan said, we have 70 more episodes out there that you guys can go look. And each one of these folks had a great opportunity to learn in every environment that they could be placed in their daily lives.
And the thing is, what we find on first-person defender is, yes, it's entertaining, it's fun, there's some training involved, but you're able to do things that you just simply cannot do on a square range.
Yeah.
It's not just a cardboard target sitting there, and even if it's a dynamic range where you're able to shoot and move and all this stuff, now you have bad guy moving, shooting back at you or trying to grab you or whatever, and there's just a lot of learning that takes place, even for, I think, our audience who watches the show.
Yeah. And we had a lot of people actually show up this time to play as role players, and they immersed themselves in the training that Chris was doing, and they got stuff out of it. And we got to shoot a lot of new guns
So
and speaking of new
yeah,
guns,
so this sits here, and all I want to do is just bring this out and play with it. All right, so very unloaded gun. One of the companies that's involved in First Person Defender this year is Kimber. So this
show it to that camera right there.
I am. See how I did that?
Come on.
Look at that. So Kimber, and it's funny that I picked this one up first because in the past you didn't think of Kimber as a revolver maker.
Ooh.
But dude, the K6S, now this is the K6S target model, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
So it does have the hammer, it has the longer barrel, but the action on this is super smooth. Even the single. Woo.
Yeah.
And obviously they've got shorter versions for concealed carry and that kind of thing.
And then we've got the this is the black ice version, and you've got a
That's sharp looking.
oh my gosh, it's great. It's heavy in the hand. It looks great. It's got porting. It's got lightning cuts up top. It's just a slick looking gun, and I think this
Kind of John Wicky to me.
it is. Oh, your thumb safety, your ambidextrous thumb safety, but
Extended mag,
I'm telling
beveled
you,
mag
like,
well.
it just has a great trigger. It's a
Yeah.
you got the cuts on the trigger,
Oh.
but aggressive grips too. When you were out there,
Those are awesome.
because I know Chris spends a lot of the time getting to shoot these guns, but every once in a while he's kind of like, hey, you need to shoot this gun. So we get a chance to run it a little bit
God, that action is
while on
like
the range.
toit.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
know.
toit.
It's precision tuned.
Whew, baby.
But 9mm, and you got your 357 K6S DASA target model. It's really interesting because, quite a few years ago, we kind of stopped taking our participants to the live range just because it's a whole
Logistically,
it's a nightmare.
for filming, but also safety-wise, going from
Right.
not real fire with converted guns shooting at each other
Yes.
to live fire, back to not live
Not
fire.
live fire. It was
It'll
impossible.
keep you up at night.
Yeah, and-
trying to be safe about that.
But it gives us a little bit of extra time with guns like this and to see how they would work in self-defense situations, which I really appreciate because we can sit here and tell you how they did. Whereas before it was like, here, shoot this gun. Now we got to cycle out another gun, and it gives us more time behind these guns. And I tell you what they're doing with firearms these days and the machining that goes behind them is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they're doing stuff that you couldn't do in the past.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we had some fun. We had some lessons learned. I don't want to give everything.
Thing you saw this week that resonated throughout all the scenarios.
Well, the thing that frustrated me most. I would say just another takeaway is give some forethought to what your line in the sand is, because the problem is a lot of times we either see people be too aggressive on the show because it's like, yay, I'm going to get in a gunfight,
Yep.
or sometimes we see them be too hesitant.
Right.
And I think if you give a lot of forethought to when do I actually need to get involved, when do I do not need to get involved yet, and that decision has been made weeks, months, years before anything happens, now you know when it's go time.
Yep.
And it's like up to that point is not. I'm going to try to get away, I'm going to try to avoid it, whatever. But you need to know when is it go time, and there's no more thinking involved.
I think the one thing that resonated throughout the entire scenarios, and Boyd Bauer's watching right now, and he was a part of this, and he will say absolutely 100% right. And it's something that we see every year is I didn't know how fast that would happen. I didn't faster than I could react, faster than you can create space. So I think. And for a lot of these people, like the trained up ones, it starts to slow down. You see, their reaction time's a little quicker because it starts to slow down and they start to see that, They have to get away quicker. But I think one of the biggest things is, man, it happens so fast. And it does. It happens. Even sitting on the other side as the bad guy, it happens quick.
Yeah, and obviously we're trying to run the scenario to a certain outcome, to a certain degree. We can't control what the good guy does. It's not scripted. But it's interesting because as the bad guy, you know how this is going to go down, or you know kind of where you're trying to drive it. And it's interesting because you're thinking, I know I'm about to stab you with this knife.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I cannot believe they're letting me get this close.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of, you learn from both sides of it.
I do have a funny story to finish out. We're kind of wrapping this up, but I have a funny story. So after you get done, so your adrenaline spikes and then you're down for a little bit. Then your adrenaline spikes and you're down a little bit. And every night you go home and you're like, oh man, that happened quick. I would have done this. And you know, if I would have just been a little bit better bad guy, maybe I could have gotten closer to him. And so, and at the end, you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is life lessons that I've learned this week. And I'm outside this door
Of the studio.
like taking everything out of the truck, putting it up for the night. I'm the only one here. It's 9 o'clock at night. And I had taken my gun off and put it in my truck, and it's out there. And I know you don't do that. I should. And we had just had a storm blow through, and my truck is facing this way, and I'm getting something out of the back, and from behind me, which is the front of my truck, a massive limb fell right in front of my truck. I needed a new change of shorts after that. I was going for the gun. I was like, here it comes. This is it. This is my moment. And
you are not the first person to tell me that.
Oh.
So, all right,
Good
stories.
gosh.
We'll go into story time here. Story time on post FPD filming.
It was awful.
A buddy of mine, Jared, we had him on the show, and we had a knife attack situation. And he is a very chill guy, but we kind of had him get that revelation of like, you can't let people get too close, and you need to be a little bit more alert. And so that night he texts me and he says, dude, I almost just killed the UPS driver. He said, I went inside, I was taking the garbage out, and I didn't see him coming up behind me. He had a package, and he was like real close to me and said, hey man, I got a package for you. I was like, yeah!
It's go time.
Yeah. And then I had a guy, we were filming in Baton Rouge a few years ago, and yeah, we'd been doing this for 2 or 3 days, all these self-defense encounters, and you're getting kind of amped up. And I'm at the stoplight in downtown, and this guy comes up to my window on my passenger side and starts knocking on it. I think he was like a homeless guy asking for something, but it was just like right as soon as he knocked on the window, I looked at him and I screamed. I can't scream what I screamed.
Yeah.
But I screamed at him to get the heck away from me, and it made a really big impression.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like, dude,
Oh.
it was. No one would normally probably react as strongly as I did.
Yeah, but
whew, I was
mean,
amped up.
The guys behind the cameras can attest to it. When you're going through those adrenaline spikes and those lows, and then you come up and you come off the show, and you're really on edge. I mean, your condition is more red than it is yellow.
you're a nice,
Gosh.
deep orange.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
So
yeah, I can't wait to.
So be ready.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen all of the episodes, I really encourage you to go through and watch them. There's lessons from every single one of them. Even there's a few that are frustrating because the people didn't do well. They couldn't turn on the mean gene, or they just couldn't really get into the scenario, whatever it was. But there's still lessons to be learned. And so heads up, new episode's coming just a few weeks away.
Luke asked, as the bad guy, do you get tunnel vision? That's a great question. I used to get solely focused, but the more I've done it and the more I've become accustomed to it, the more I'm hyper aware of everything that's going on. You know, we had a situation this week where I was the bad guy and I was attacking, and I could see everything, I could hear everything, I knew how many rounds were fired. I knew, like,
well, it's a great point, because generally most people are good. And generally most of us, not all the time, but bad guys, this is their life, right?
Yeah.
This very likely is not the first time they've attacked or robbed someone, and they're used to this. Or they're used to getting in maybe fist fights. Maybe they're and getting hit in the face is like not a new thing for them.
Yeah.
So it's something you got to think about, and how bad the bad guys can be. This is not a new experience for them.
Yeah, we've got some. Rapsnick says the lesson here is don't give Massad Ayub a surprise party. That's actually a great point.
It won't go
absolutely.
well.
No, not for everyone in the party.
That was awkward.
Yeah, that's funny.
He shot 4 people.
That's hilarious. But yeah, it was a fun week. I think you guys will be. You should be very excited for the new week.
Stay tuned. New stuff coming. So other stuff. KJ mentioned gundealio.com. Check it out. Deals galore, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And we've got Gary and Jamie and Rhett and a whole slew of team gun talkers behind the scenes making this stuff happen. It looks really good. I think it's worthwhile checking out. Sign up for the newsletter.
Yeah, newsletter always is great.
Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when this new stuff drops. So, hopefully you can kind of to be tuned in.
Yeah, and yes, Luke, this has actually helped me not lose my focus, like not get tunnel vision.
Sure.
And jiu-jitsu has helped that too. So
the more you drive 150 miles an hour, the more you become comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're really doing in these scenarios is you're driving 150 miles an hour in a self-defense round, and there's a bad guy and whatever. So
all great stuff.
That's it for us, right?
Yep, that's it. We got
all right,
nothing
guys.
left.
Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Be safe out there. Take somebody out to the range. Take someone shooting. Show them the right way to do things. Get more people involved in our world of guns and safety. See you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com.